What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at it again with another video. So we got to talk about John Cena's promo, but more specifically, before it really got to start, someone, a fan, threw a beer bottle at John Cena. Now, we all remember the times, or some of us may have remembered the times of where a wrestler was a heel. He was getting real good heel heat. Fans would throw trash at them. You know, this was a different time in wrestling where fans were really, believing that this person is a heinous, evil individual, and they would throw trash at them and say quite horrible things to these wrestlers, but that's the reaction that they wanted. Now, obviously, times have changed. They don't want fans throwing anything at the wrestlers, nor should fans throw anything at the wrestlers, because that can get really dangerous, and you don't really need that happening. But apparently one fan did. Now, I know there was some speculation when we initially saw this happening last night that maybe it could have been a plant, but as the night went on, people obviously was recording at the venue, and there's multiple different angles, and apparently the person did get escorted by security out of the premises. And when you really think about it, it doesn't really make sense for WWE to do that, only because they don't want to promote that idea of people throwing trash or anything at the wrestlers, even if it's a plan or not. They don't want to promote that idea. So, which leads me to believe that this was a person who acted on their own accord and decided to say fuck John Cena and threw some a beer bottle at him. But it actually ended up making the promo that much better, because he kind of played into it even more why he's disgusted with the fans, which was a great promo. Definitely the highlight of that 3-hour show. But we're going to check out an article, and we're going to check out some clips of different angles of the person who threw the beer can. I mean, they caught him in 4K with ease, and them getting escorted out of the arena. So I'm going to pull up the article real quick, make myself small. Let's get right into this. New video shows fans throwing beer bottle at John Cena during SmackDown. John Cena's bad guy act proved too much for one fan to handle. As it turns out, someone can see John Cena. I see what they did there. But rather than appreciate the sight of wrestling's last real champion, as one might marvel at the Grand Canyon, they literally threw their opportunity away. Friday night on SmackDown, John Cena was set to talk about his match with Randy Orton at Backlash, as fans inside the Nutter Center in Daytona, Ohio, booed Leslie. One spectator took things too far, while ring announcer Mark Nash was introducing the 17-time world champion as a fan. A fan lobbed a bottle of Michelob Ultra at Cena, which landed at his feet. Now, a new video from TikTok creator NSG Creations has surfaced that appears to show the alleged perpetrator in the act. As Cena performed his signature "You Can't See Me" hand waved and removed his title belt, a bald, heavy-set man a few rows from ringside flipped him off and then appeared to say something to somebody, nodded in approval, and threw the bottle at Cena. All right, and we're going to show the different angles. This is one of the angles that they were talking about. This is right here. I'm going to turn up the volume so y'all can hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
all right, he's about to do this announcement.
The greatest of all time, the never seen 17, Grayson Davis.
So the guy right here, he gave the middle finger. Clearly not happy with John Cena.
With his presence one last time.
Wow.
He is the...
And then he was immediately, somebody came over there immediately to apprehend him, like, hey, bro, you got to go now. Yep. That's crazy. What makes this even crazier is it looked like that was supposed to happen. Like it was planned. But he put it into his promo, and it just, I mean, he didn't have to really say too much, but it worked. even more. It proved his point even more. This was really good. Yep. Yep, and there you go. Yep.
He is the last real champion, John Cena.
And they, as you saw, they escorted him out of there. Yep, they get him out of here. Yep. And then there's another angle that I saw on Twitter, on Fadeaway Media. It says, let me make this bigger. Well, y'all can see it right here. But basically, the man who threw the beer bottle at John Cena had another one ready to throw, but dropped it and was grabbed by security shortly after. This is another angle right here. Let me rewind it. So right here, this is the guy, same guy. Throws it. Oh, he was about to throw the second one. Yeah, but he dropped it. And he dropped it. And then they stopped him. Yep. Yep. Yep, they got him. They didn't even have to have the cameras. They were right there. They saw it. And he's getting escorted out of there. Wow.
He is the last.
They escorted him out of there. Got him out of there. Let's go back to the article. All right. At that moment, Cena stopped. Nash turned his attention to the unruly fan. Within seconds, security arrived and escorted the man out the arena. Once he was gone, Cena briefly posed with the bottle before tossing it aside, signaling for Nash to resume his introduction. Like a pro, Cena worked the moment into his promo, using it to further his storyline with Orton and his agenda of ruining pro wrestling for everyone. It actually made the promo that much better. The reason you're reduced to throwing empty bottles of beer is because every single one of you knows exactly how important Backlash is, said Cena with a sneer. You'll do everything you can just like Randy Orton. Before the segment ended, Cena was attacked by someone dressed as Orton. It turned out to be a decoy meant to distract him just long enough for the real Randy Orton to appear and hit an RKO on Cena to close the show. It worked out. It worked out. Now, to the guy, you're an asshole. No, I get it, boo the guy, you can give him a middle finger, but no. This is not what it was back in the 90s. No, we're not throwing anything at anyone. No, we're not doing that. And glad that they apprehended him and got him out of there. He probably will be banned from any future WWE events or shows in the near future because not only are you throwing, your trash and, whatever at the the performers and the wrestlers in the ring, you're throwing it at John Cena of all people. Yeah, you're done. You're cooked. You're cooked. Granted, the only thing I can say is because of his stupidity, it made the promo that much better and it proves John Cena's point that much more. So he helped the segment overall even more. But at the same time, no, we don't have time for that. There's no need for that. I'm glad they got him out of there very quickly. Don't be throwing stuff at wrestlers. Like I said, this is a different time period. It's not the 90s anymore. People are not doing that, nor should we be doing that because no one needs to, be getting hurled objects at a wrestling show because you don't like them or whatever the case may be. And the fact that he was going to throw another one I'm glad that they were able to get over there quickly and get him out here. I know some of y'all wrestling purists or old school wrestling fans like, nah, that makes it better. I get that. I get it. But I think, you set a precedence if you start doing that. More people, if they don't like someone, a wrestler or a storyline or an angle or whatever the case is, they may be inclined to start throwing trash at people. We don't need that. We don't need that. It happens, in wrestling, but I think there needs to be a fine line. If it's part of a situation, maybe, like I know they were doing something with the Ricochet thing not too long ago with the whole throwing of the toilet paper or whatnot, and then they turned it into a bit or like a little crowd participation thing. Cool, but even then, you kind of got to be careful with that, and we don't need this to be a precedent, or a situation that starts to reoccur in future towns and cities for the bad guys or even people that they just don't like. So glad they got him out of here. It did make the segment that much better, but we don't need that happening. Let's just kind of keep it chill. Hey, talk your trash, give him the middle finger or whatever. But let's keep the throwing, bottles and stuff at the wrestlers to a zero. Let's not do that. But hey, comment down below. Let me know. Did you guys initially think it was like a plant of sort? And how did you guys feel about that being added to the situation? Like the bottle being thrown. How did you guys feel like? Did it enhance the promo? Did it kind of throw it off a little bit for you guys? And also, do you think the punishment should be him being, permanently banned from all WWE events, or should it be like a time limit or like maybe a couple years? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about if there is some punishment. I don't know. If y'all do know any updates on it, let me know as well down below in the comments if they did give some type of statement of the longevity of the punishment for the guy. But let me know how y'all feel about this whole situation. Appreciate all love, support. Road to 150K. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.